Hey, how's it going, nerds? Good to see you. Welcome back to Transport Fever 2, and welcome back to our little transport company, which honestly, it has $357.59 million, so little might not exactly be the word to describe it, but welcome back regardless. Things are going pretty well. We have some money. I absolutely cannot complain about having some money. There's a couple things I want to do today. There are definitely a couple of things I want to do today. I want to go down to Ashton, down here, and I want to go ahead and put a public transport loop around there. I want to do the same thing in South Shields. I want to do the same thing in Morton Hampstead. And I want to do the same thing in Thatcham as well. That is thing number one, what I want to do. Thing number two is I want to go ahead and start setting up some sort of hub factories, and that's kind of what I'm going to call them. There's probably a better way to describe them, but essentially I want to pick a factory, say, I don't know, let's pick this guy here, this machines factory. I want to set this up to produce as many machines as it can possibly produce. And then I want to go ahead and move those machines into Winchester, into Littlehampton, not down to Yateley, they don't want them, but over to Henley in Arden, over to Tenterden, etc., etc., etc. I want to have factories that can do great things and produce a lot of machines or tools or whatever a town happens to want. And then I want to move all those things out to towns. I know that's the whole point of the game, but what I'm getting at is that's what I want to focus on. So I want to focus on getting this factory up and running as best as it possibly can. So that's going to be a case, in this case, of getting silver, which we can get from down here, turn into bars right there, take up to the factory, no problem. We can do that via train if we wanted to. We could run a train from Littlehampton up to Winchester, or we could branch it off and take it out to the factory itself, which honestly, we might want to do. So that's step number one. In terms of actually getting the steel, well, we're making steel over here. So we could load the steel up on a train in, say, well, actually here. We could put another platform in, bring it out and around, connect it up to this line right here and bring it down, take it down into a potential new station out here as well. So that could work out, and that would be quite good actually, because Great Yarmouth wants machines and isn't currently getting machines. So that's maybe what we're going to do. That is definitely maybe what we're going to do. And Great Yarmouth as well could probably do with a little bit of public transport. So I think that's where I'm going to start today, giving Great Yarmouth some public transport and getting it going. So while I'm doing this, I do want to talk about a little something. And it's a little something that is sort of an overarching theme of this video for me. It's not really an important theme for all of you watching, but it's something I want to talk about because this video is serving, man, that sounded like a segue to a sponsorship there, didn't it? This video is sponsored by whatever. This video is sponsored by anxiety and nervousness is what this video is sponsored by, because in a couple of hours from now, I am due to go and get my first vaccine shot. And I do want to say, I don't... Oh, hello. Oh, we got new trucks. Oh, I'm excited about that. Very excited about that. We'll get to those in just a second. In a few hours from now, I am due to go and get my first vaccine shot. And I have a massive phobia of needles and injections and things like that. I have had this phobia for as long as I can remember, and I am very nervous because the last injection that I got was well over a decade ago. It was a blood test, and I freaked out. I had a full-on sort of panic attack. Fight or flight mode kicked in. Like, I was trying to get away. I lost my mind, man. I really did. And it was pretty unpleasant is how I'll describe it. It was pretty unpleasant. So it's the thing with it is, and what does this say? This is great Yarmouth. So great, oh, hold on, let's get the thing on here. Great Yarmouth loop is what this is going to be. I should clarify that there are two things. I don't want the comments in this video to turn into a discussion about vaccines. That's not why I'm bringing this up. So just to be clear, the comments in this video are going to be moderated, to say the very least, because that's not why I'm bringing this up. I have had my phobia of needles for as long as I can remember, and it's always been weird. I don't know why I just got 10 buses for this line, but okay. It's always been weird because I was raised by my grandparents. My granddad has been diabetic for as long as I can remember. He has done blood tests every day. He doesn't really do them anymore because he has a digital thing for it. But growing up, he was doing blood tests every day. He was injecting himself with like the insulin things every day. So I have been exposed to, you know, regular blood tests, not on myself, but on him for as long as I have been alive. And I'm trying to work out, and this is kind of the, I guess the interesting thought process is I often wonder, is that why I'm freaked out by them? Because I've had so much exposure to them that it's like gone beyond normalizing it and just sort of freaked me out, or what it is. Because I know it's irrational, and that's kind of the problem as well, is that I know that my fear of needles is irrational. I know I'm okay, but in that moment, I just lose it. I absolutely lose it. So I guess the point is that this video is serving as a little bit of therapy for me, because I am feeling really anxious. I don't like injections. I don't like needles. And what makes it worse is that I'm not going to my doctor for this. I'm going to one of the vaccination like centers. I'm going to one of the mass vaccination like clinics things that's been set up this weekend. So it's not like I'm going to be sitting in a doctor's office. I'm going to be standing in a line just waiting my turn, and I'm not looking forward to it at all. It's something I want to do though. That's the thing. That's where like the conflicted part of me is, and I know it's like, haha, conflict nerd. Ha! No, that's where I'm conflicted. I want to do this, you know, I do, but I'm just, my phobia of needles is just, it is playing over and over and over in my mind. And I've been told by more people than I could ever count over the years, it's fine, it doesn't hurt, or it only hurts for a second, or it's a little prick, and then you're fine. There's nothing to worry about. And I always listen to that, and I understand that. It goes in one ear, and it sticks. It's not like it goes in one ear and out the other. It's not like I ignore what people are saying. I can hear it. It just makes absolutely no difference. And that's the problem, is it makes no difference. For whatever reason, I just can't get over it. I've never talked to like doctors about it. I've never talked to therapists about it because it never comes up. You know, it never really just comes up as a point of conversation. It never comes up as something I feel I need to talk about. And then, of course, I talk about it in a YouTube video on a channel with 300 and however many subscribers. 300,000 and however many. How many subscribers do I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is, you know, this video is just, that's what it is for me right now. It's a little bit of sort of therapy. It's a little bit of creative video game therapy. And I guess it's also an opportunity for me to, I guess, acknowledge and sort of thank all of you that watch, because it's kind of nice having this, even though I've always said like YouTubers and streamers are not therapists, and we're not. And that's like such a dangerous thing when some, like, especially with streamers. I don't know what it is with streamers versus YouTubers, but with streamers especially, people get like really attached. I guess it's because of the exposure, right? You watch a stream on Twitch or YouTube or Mixer back in the day, or Facebook these days, and it's like an 8-hour stream versus like a 30-minute YouTube video. So the exposure to the streamer is so much greater than the YouTuber. But it's always really dangerous when people like treat YouTubers as their therapists. And I've had a little bit of that back in the day as well. And I always tell people like, man, I'm happy to listen, but dude, you always need to talk to a professional. So me sitting here talking about this in a video is maybe not the best thing in the world, but it's nice to feel that the community and the channel has built to a point where it's, I guess, safe. I feel safe in talking about this, and I don't feel like I'm nuts, right? I don't feel like I'm, you know, obviously there's always people with opinions. There's always people that disagree, and there's always going to be the one guy that's like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. You're nuts. You need help. Like, yeah, I probably do need to talk to a therapist about my irrational phobia of needles, but I don't know. The point I'm getting at is that I feel very lucky that we have the kind of community around this channel that we have. And I think that's partly down to the games that we play here, right? What town is this? Morton Hampstead. So let's name you Road Passengers, Morton Loop. I do feel like that's partly down to the type of games that we play. Because I think things like Transport Fever, things like even City Skylines, all of those games, at least a lot of those games, I think appeal to like an older demographic, which, I don't know, I feel like we have a really great community here sometimes. Sometimes, I'll throw the word sometimes in there, because sometimes, you know, I look in the comments on like I don't know, it's not been a thing recently, but back in the day, I would post a video on a game that I was like really excited about, and the first comment is like, where's City Skylines? Where's Transport Fever? And I'm like, man, my excitement was for nothing. But no, I do feel really lucky to sort of have the community around this channel that we have, and sort of feel like I can talk about the weird things going on. And I feel very privileged that, you know, people just within this community have those conversations, whether it's in the Twitch chats, in the live streams, whether it's on Discord, whether it's in the YouTube comments, or on Twitter, or whatever it might be. I'm feeling very weird is what I'm getting at. You know, I'm full of anxiety about this injection. I'm feeling very grateful for the community. I am a mess of emotions right now, and I have a lot of chocolate sat next to me, so my diet's going really well too. Thank you for asking. Now, to get back to the game a little bit, before we inevitably get off topic again, I actually kind of want to go ahead and do trams around Ashton here. So I'm going to bring this road over, and I'm going to do something like this. And I'm going to bring this guy sort of straight out to about there. And we're going to have that like nicely sort of follow around the train station there, which I think looks kind of cool. I'm going to extend this one out as well, just so we have that connection. And then we'll go in, we'll upgrade some roads to have the electricity above it. And we can maybe do, I feel like this is probably okay. I'm not going to go through the middle. I'm only going to do the one loop as well. And I do think that'll be fine. So if we go to buildings, we need a Tram Depot. And I think we can do the Tram Depot like right up here, sort of next to the train tracks. I don't know how well it's necessarily going to work. I mean, it's a little weird looking, but I don't hate it. We could do this. I think it is a little bit nasty looking, but I think it's going to look cool next to the train tracks. So we'll do that. And I'm kind of wondering, can I like put like a nice tree in there? I actually can. Have we got any like colorful trees so I can play City Skylines and Transport Fever? Not really. We'll just do like that. And then I'll do like a couple of trees here, and I can kind of dot them down the side as well, which is kind of neat. So we'll do something a little bit like this, I guess. I'll do with like a slightly bigger one there as well. And I think that looks all right. A little weird looking, but that's okay. We could do, I don't know, like a little sort of bush there. I can't do another one, unfortunately. I really can't do another one, can I? I can go there and I can go there. I think that looks all right. Definitely weird, but That's fine by me. Let's just go ahead and put our stops in here. So we're going to go here. We're going to go here. We're going to come down and around. And man, to get back to what I was, not get back to what I was talking about, but to get horribly off topic again, I guess in the spirit of being honest, right? In the spirit of being honest, let's be honest and say that, like, all of these like little tangents I go on, the sort of like the one-man podcast shtick from City Skylines, they are essential. I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but I feel like they're essential. Now, for those of you that haven't watched the channel for as long as I have, you know, I've been watching this channel and I've been here for a minute. You know, I've been here for a while. I don't know if you know that, but I have. It's been over 9 years that I've been doing this. So that's scary to think about. But the point being that with games like this, with games like City Skylines, with games like Software Inc. or Stonehearth back when, or RimWorld, as I've talked about 100 times in the last month, there's only so much you can commentate, I feel. And oh my god, Thatcham is busy. Good lord, Thatcham is busy. That was not something I expected to happen, but all right. Absolutely not complaining about that. How are the other towns looking while we're here? Great Yarmouth is not very busy, but has people at the station. That's okay. And Bournemouth is actually kind of busy. Lovely. Okay, so what I'm getting at, and the point I'm making, is that there's really only so much to say, right? There's really only so many times and so many different ways I can be like, oh, we're going to place a stop here, a stop here, a stop here. I'm going to build a road. I'm going to build a bridge, build a train, buy a train, build a truck, buy a truck, etc., etc., right? The tangents are essential, is what I'm getting at. They are absolutely essential. Otherwise, you could take the commentary with, if I didn't do the tangents, you could take, well, I guess with the tangents, you could technically do this as well, because half the time the tangents don't relate to the video, but anyway, shut up. If I didn't do those, a lot of the time, you could take the commentary from one video and just put it on another. Eventually, you'll be able to make videos for my channel without me, like, needing to actually be involved. You could, like, train an AI on a few of my videos. Oh, this is a terrifying concept now. Why have I said this? You could, though, right? You could teach an AI to sort of talk like me, because I've said the same things so many times, right? Place that road, place that stop, do this, do that. You could absolutely get an AI to do my job. Why have I said that? That's terrifying and actually slightly depressing. Why did I say that out loud? What have I done? I think I've just, like, signed my resignation for some point in the future. Man, I need to be the one to get that AI. I need to be the one to do that, because then I can, like, I'll just train the AI to play City Skylines and talk like me and I'll, like, write a script for dumb stories that it can tell every 5th video and be like, I don't know if I've told this story before. I mean, to be fair, I could have done that years ago. Maybe years ago, I trained an AI, and, you know, it's just something for you to think about. Something for me to think about right now is, I want to get some trucks picking up some silver, turning it into bars and taking it to a train. I want those bars going to this guy right here. And I also want some steel, coming over here too. Now, we did just get those new trucks. So here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I want to redo this because this is not efficient at all. So I'm going to take a risk. We're going to bulldoze you, which means those stops are now gone, and that's okay. We're going to get a new station. We're going to sort of build it this way. It's not going to be having any tram tracks. It is going to be that long, and it's going to live right there. And it's going to take a second because it has to sort of recalculate the platforms and stuff like that. But what I want to do is I want to go in and put a platform on this side, which again, it's going to take a second. The game's trying to sort of calculate what's going on and what I've done here. But essentially, my hope is I might have to do this slightly differently actually, because it is taking way too long to place these because it's desperately trying to figure out what I've done. Let me put street access on that side for a second. So if I put street access there, and this will be a temporary thing, but if I just do this, that should let me configure you without the lag now, I think. Yeah, there we go. So basically, I'm going to build all the way down here as far as it's going to let me. And I'm going to build all the way down here as far as it's going to let me. And then I'm going to bulldoze that entrance. And the game's going to freak out again, and that's okay. And it's still freaking out, and that's okay. Refund you as well. I want to go and configure. I want to do street access at the bottom. I want to go and grab some roads and connect like that. And the game's going to recalculate. And then that means if I configure you, we can extend the cargo platforms like this. Now, we are never going to have enough cargo to fill all of this. But the reason I'm doing this is it's going to let me have these massive platforms, but it's also going to let me do another entrance at this end. And then what I can do is bring it sort of, we'll go for like a nice sort of, I guess a 2-lane straight is probably fine. So we'll just bring it kind of straight over like this, and that's all right. This guy's already coming straight over, but I want to disconnect it for a second. Because my hope with this, I don't know how well this is going to work. I don't know how well this is going to work. I want to do this, right? I want those to be entrances. I guess I want this to be an exit. And my thinking is that we come in here with a 4-lane road. We connect you to there, we connect you to there, and we connect you straight across. And I hope that's done what no, it didn't. No, that's okay. So coal, hold on a minute. We need to go to you. Terminals. So terminal 1 is in the left. So that's steel to goods production is terminal 1. Coal is terminal 2. Iron is terminal 3. So, which one is going back out? Or are they both going back out? What's happening? Like, why is one of them looping around? That's a little... I'm not sure what's going on there. I might need to change the colors. It's definitely possible. I might need to change the colors on these. So those are the only ones I can see right now. Were you looping around? No. I think we're gonna have to change the colors on this, but that will at least, I mean, none of them are overlapping. I'm just not sure why they're doing that. What if I put you in terminal 3 and then put you in terminal 2? No, I'm not 100% sure why they're, oh, I see why they're doing that. It's because these guys come in. Wait, what are they doing? So these guys are coming in and then... Oh. Oh, I see. It's because this side here isn't actually the terminal. So they have to loop around in like a really weird way. So these guys have to come in, then cut across, go up, stop here, then go back out this way. That's odd. Can I fix that with another platform? So if I was to go in here and say, put another platform there, right? And then we move coal to platform 4. And then I move iron to platform 3. I think that did what I wanted to do. It's a little bit weird that this platform's now not used, but That'll hopefully do what I want it to do, right? That's going to give these guys sort of more space to kind of split and do their thing. So let me just go ahead and extend these platforms. And yeah, then I need to upgrade the vehicles is what I need to do. And that's the whole reason I wanted to upgrade this, because the new vehicles have higher capacity for goods. And there's a little bit of interesting math that I've been paying attention to. So I had a look and I noticed that the production cap on this is 400. And I would hazard to get also 4,000 iron in there is kind of ridiculous. But I would hazard a guess that this is 400 per year. I would reckon that these numbers are annual, right? So if the production cap on you is 400 per year, that means you can produce 400 steel per year. Which makes me wonder, what is the rate? So the rate on you is 198. So you're able to move annually half of what this thing can produce at sort of a maximum output, right? So if we go and have a look down here, this guy's production is 600 and it's maxed out, right? So that's good. Shipment 600. We're moving all of it. If we look at this line and we look at you, your rate is 328 annually. If I was to go and manage these vehicles and I replace them with these guys, and then we have a little bit of a look at you and we look at the line, the rate is now 613. So the rate annually is now higher than the annual production of the iron. So what I think we would do there is we would want to keep this pinned so I can see the rate is 613. If I sell a single vehicle, the rate is now 605. If I sell another vehicle, the rate is now 602. One more vehicle, the rate is now 536. So it actually dropped kind of significantly there, which will be because of the roads kind of working themselves out. But I would imagine that that's kind of what we want to do, right? We have these new vehicles. They can do great things. They can move, you know, more cargo, but I don't think we want the rate to exceed the maximum production annually. Did I just replace the wrong vehicles? What are you doing? Coal to steel production? I only replaced one, that's why. I don't think we want the rate to exceed the maximum production per year of these mines. So looking at you, the rate is 387. But I would imagine that's going to jump up because we just got the new vehicles. So it might be something to keep an eye on. I might be wrong. I might be sort of misinterpreting how all this works, but I think that's how it works. I think that's what's going on, and I'm curious to find out. So we'll certainly see. And then for these guys, I'm going to upgrade them as well, even though we don't necessarily need to. So you guys are, what are you doing? Steel to goods. So we can actually use this guy, which can move a little bit more steel. So that'll be just fine. And we should have more of everything coming in here, which will be a beautiful thing. And vehicles are actually moving around the way I want them to as well, which is also a beautiful thing. So hopefully that's going to work out. Hopefully we're going to see some good things. And I'm also thinking that I actually want to do this. I want to disconnect all of these guys, push them all back. And I'm just going to move these roads kind of around a little bit. So we're going to do something like that. Then we'll drop down to a slightly smaller road, curve it this way, curve it sort of to there. Well, maybe a little bit more that way, then curve it up. Although I don't know that I like that. So what if we bring you sort of straight? Can I bring you straight down? That looks about right. And then just sort of connect those two together. So something like that. So that'll give them a straight shot over that road, which I think will be a good thing. And I think we could probably also get away with sort of downgrading some sections of that road. Might have been a little bit too much there. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping for good things there. I'm hoping that letting them sort of run straight through will be good for them. I'm hoping this works out. And hopefully that's going to result in more production here. Because we actually... Oh! We have a lot more plastic sitting around than I thought we would have. I was thinking it was going to be steel, but I guess it kind of makes sense that it's not. Huh. That makes me want to sort of go back to the drawing board, because obviously I was gonna set up this production line down here, and I was gonna build a train station here, and we were gonna do things that way. But I almost want to make like a central hub for steel production, and then build off of there. And we could do it here by Morton Hampstead, actually, because we have coal, we have iron, we have steel. I think that could kind of work. And then Morton Hampstead has a straight shot for a train going all the way up to Great. Well, honestly, it could even go to here. We could deliver steel by train to Great Yarmouth, which might not be a terrible idea. You know, have some of it dropped off here, then have the excess sort of brought down here. I might do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's set up a central kind of production thing for steel down here. And I think what we'll do is we'll go in, we'll just grab this road, and I'm going to disconnect you for a second. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this guy's going to come straight out. Something a bit like that. Train 11 is very poor. Okay. We're going to want to do something about that as well. But we're going to do this, right? Just a straight shot around. A little bit easier for the traffic, I guess, than having to sort of go and take those intersections. Crossroads, a bit of an issue potentially, but I'm sure we'll be fine. And then this guy, just going to be straight up to there as well. So I think the way we're going to do this is I'm going to set up a train. I think I want a train station here. So we'll go in, we'll go to buildings, we'll get a cargo terminus station. It's going to have 2 platforms, nice and long, and we're going to have it be electrified as well, because eventually I'm going to want that, and I'm going to hate the fact that I didn't set up electric trains sooner at some point as well. So that's going to be a fun day when that happens. But we'll put this guy, you know, right there, and we'll go ahead and get ourselves a little section of road that goes just, you know, right about there. So that'll be our connection, and that'll be great. And it's basically going to run straight out. It's going to connect to the tracks there. So we'll actually get that done before we even start putting the trucks into this whole space, because it's just going to be nice and easy. So straight out of there, just continue straight out of there. And we'll sort of curve it a little bit. It's kind of that way. And this guy to the same spot. And then just very kind of, I guess quite suddenly, to be honest, curve it this way. And now I need to turn off parallel tracks. Bring this guy kind of along to, I guess, there. And that'll be all right. Not really sure how fast the train's going to go around there, but that's okay. So bring it to there, and then we're just going to bring it across. So it's just going to connect to that spot. And you are going to connect alongside it. And we're going to have the cables. They're kind of just sitting there floating. It's a bit weird looking, but it's kind of just going to be like that for now. And I guess what we do, because the trains are coming in on the left. Yep, they're going to be coming in the left. So train comes in on the left. We want it to be able to come back out, go to the right. So something like that will be perfect. That'll let them cross back over. It's going to come the entire way around. It's going to go through Thatcham, question mark. Yes, it's going to go through Thatcham. That's fun to say. Try saying it 10 times. Through Thatcham. And I think we are just going to have it terminate up here for now. And I think that'll be okay. I do have the 2 crossover points. I don't think we have 2 trains coming in here. Oh, we do have 2 trains coming in here right now. Okay. Well, one of them's a drop-off, and we did just get a new train as well, which is kind of exciting. So one of them's a drop-off, and I think that'll be fine. So let's just set up that line. I'm not entirely sure it's going to be super profitable right away, but I kind of just want to get it set up sooner than later. So parallel, or not parallel, auto signals. We're going to go there, and they did work this time, which is lovely. I love it when they work. I really do. It makes me so happy. I hate that I've put them on the wrong side of the tracks for this entire series, but, you know, we committed to it, so here we are. So they can live there. And basically what we'll do, I mean, what is this next to? Morton Hampstead. So Morton Hampstead branch going all the way to here. And I don't really want it to be a dark brown. I kind of want it to be, what have we got? Blue, orange. Very nice colors right next to each other, to be honest. Let's go for green. Nice bright green in there. And it's, what are we, is it cargo train? So CT, I guess this is Morton Steel to, it's Honiton technically, isn't it? Great Yarmouth Goods or something like that. What do we call this? Northeastern Goods delivering New Haven plastic to goods production. I guess this is Morton Steel to goods production for now. That'll probably get renamed though, because the idea is that it'll drop some off here, but then it'll come out. We'll build a new line that loops around, connects to here, comes down this way, branches off, and goes out to there. So eventually this is going to be expanded, but for now, Morton Steel is what we're going to call it. And it's also on both, it's also on the wrong side of the track. That's interesting. Why is it doing that? Have I got it on the wrong platform down this way? I do. So you need to be there instead. Now it's looking right. Train 9's also having some problems, but that's okay. So yeah, we can set this up kind of nicely at some point. It's going to be loading up on steel, and then it's going to unload steel there. It's going to run empty the entire way back, which is a bit of a pain, but well, we're dealing with that in a few places. And honestly, we have $614 million. So I don't really think we need to complain too much about it. Now, let's get ourselves a, I don't know what way this works. I guess this will do. I guess it could go a little bit further down like there, and that'll be a final spot for that guy. We can do, I guess this guy can go kind of right about there, and that'll hopefully kind of work out for us. And then we just need a unload stop right about, well, I kind of want the unload stop to be, it could do there. I think we're just going to do there, or we could do two of them technically, but everything's going to have to like loop around in a bit of a weird way. So is there a better way to do this unload stop? Would a station be better for handling traffic? I feel like it almost would be. So let's do two platforms, and we'll see how this goes, I suppose. So we'll go for about there, I think. I think that's pretty good. And we'll get these connected. So you are going to be going from about there to that guy. And that's going to be, I guess, Morton Hampstead coal to steel production. So road cargo, Morton coal to steel production. And then this guy is going to be, it's technically St. Blaise, but we'll just call it Morton as well. So Morton, what is it? Iron to steel production. And now we just need to get them to be the right color. So Morton's right about here. It is that sort of minty color, which is kind of a, I actually do like that color. I've also not had mint ice cream in a really long time, and that's what it makes me think of. So now I kind of want mint ice cream. And I would hazard a guess that you do as well. Let's put you in Terminal 1, and hopefully that'll work out. In fact, I could make that flow a little bit better by having an entrance in this side, but we'll leave it be for now. And we'll just go ahead and get some vehicles on this. So they're moving coal, they're moving iron. Can we use these guys for it? We cannot. Okay. Let's do 20 vehicles, and let's make them sort of a mintish greenish color. And that's going to be the coal line. We're going to go to these guys. We're going to buy another 20. And we're going to put them on, well, obviously the right color. And then they're going to go on the iron line. And we can manage frequencies and things like that shortly. It's not really the end of the world if we don't have them right now, because we have got the production going on already. So that's nice. Now we just need a train. And I think getting the train is honestly going to be kind of easy. I think we can probably pull off getting the train from Tadcaster. So if we grab, that's not the depot. Is that the depot? That is the depot. Wait. Oh, it is the depot. I forgot we had this up here. Yeah. So this guy, wait a minute. Are both of these trains full? 160 of 160. Overall, 160 of 320 with 307 back there. I feel like we could get away with another train. I feel like we could get away with another one. So let's do it. We have the money. We have $634 million. So we're doing all right. Now we have this new locomotive. It's actually not as fast as the other one. It's cheaper to run. It is cheaper to run, but I think we're just going to stick with the A35. And I think I made them, we're going to go for that kind of bright green color. And in terms of wagons, we're moving steel. So we're going to go with the flat cars. And I'm going to go for quite a few of them. We're going to go for 200. So 13 million for that guy. And you're going to go Morton Steel to goods production. You can head out and do your thing and hopefully it'll work out. Because if it doesn't, it's going to be a little bit awkward. But I think, you know, that'll be, wait. Those don't look, are those flat cars? Oh, no, that's, oh my God. Okay, no, we're fine. I had a moment there where I thought we had a bit of a problem, but we're good. The new train will head out shortly and everything will be, oh, hold on a minute. Well, I guess it doesn't matter that this guy's kind of waiting for the other train to clear the, this section of track. Not really the end of the world, because once it passes that signal, the new train should start heading out. Yeah, there he goes. So you have the side stakes, and that's actually not a bad looking train, so that's fine. Okay, so that's going ahead. That will be steel getting moved to hopefully where it needs to go. Hopefully it'll be a good amount of production. Where is it? Where did I just build that? Is there Morton? Where's Morton Hempstead? Why have I gotten lost here? How have I managed this? What is this? Leak? Oh God, we're way too far north. Oh man. This is a nightmare figuring everything out. Here we are. Okay. So what's going on? Are you making anything right now? You are not, but you do have coal, which is great. I guess these guys are just arriving down here, which is kind of to be expected. So they'll start doing their thing. They'll start picking up plenty of iron. I am thinking expanding this is probably not a terrible idea. And giving them a bit more room to kind of come in and turn around and do their thing is probably not a terrible idea. Because they are going to kind of get held up there. And honestly, I almost wonder if I could... wait, why are you guys stopped? What's going on there? Oh boy. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. The point is, and the good news is, that given a little bit of time, this is going to start producing. And I think just because I can, I'm going to extend this back to there. I'm going to extend this guy back to the same spot. We're going to go street access. We're going to say there. And we're going to do the extra road, because I think it's just going to help us out a little bit. So something like that. And if we look at it, they come in, they turn around, they go back out, and we have steel production. So that'll head out. That'll do its thing. That'll probably massively improve the production of goods, which is great news. But I've also just noticed we have machines production right here, steel production right here. If we could get some silver here, that would be kind of amazing. We have got silver up here, but do we have anywhere nearby to turn it into bars? Now, it doesn't really look like it. Do we have anywhere in the north? We do. So we have silver ore into bars right there. Do we have silver near that? We do not. Okay. We do have silver to bars here near Littlehampton. So what if we brought silver bars? So I was going to set this place up, right? But what if we did it differently? What if we brought silver bars from Littlehampton over to Morton Hempstead? Because that's not actually, they're relatively level with each other. You know, they're not actually horribly far apart. That might actually work out really nicely for us. It really might. I'm kind of curious about it. I'm also curious about the rates on these two lines. So coal, iron, what are we looking at? 247, 250, they're actually quite equal, to be honest. I think coal just got a bit of a head start. So that's fine. That is completely fine. This thing should produce relatively regularly, and the train will potentially be full in its first run, which would be kind of fantastic. That's not the train there. That is also not the train. So yeah, I'm thinking it might end up being full on its first run to wherever it's going. I think that's it right there, yeah. Well, that's good news. And I'm actually kind of excited because I didn't notice that there was machines production there. So taking some of this steel, turning it into machines, giving machines to Morton Hampstead, that's kind of a big deal. We can take those machines, because here's the thing, right? Obviously, I was talking earlier about this one. Winchester wants machines. Littlehampton wants machines. Henley and Arden, Tenderden, they all want machines. So we make them here, right? We bring... You know what the real test of this is? Hold on a minute. We need to look at a train depot. Because if the same wagon can move bars of silver as can move machines, then we can have those lines never empty. So, boxcar for machines, and then silver is on flat cars. Damn. Okay. That's frustrating. I think what you might do is have the same train do it anyway. So we'll have like 10 flat cars and 10 box cars or something like that. Just because we can bring the silver bars from, what is it called? Whatever it is, Littlehampton. So we bring them from here. We bring them over, turn them into machines, load the machines up, bring them back. So the train's running back and forth, taking silver one way, machines the other way. I've said machines way too many times in the last couple of sentences, but I think that could be kind of huge. I think that could be a pretty big deal. And I think it'd be kind of cool. I also think it's going to be kind of cool seeing this guy heading out with a bunch of steel on board. But it does make me wonder, what is the rate of this line? So 57 annually, 43-minute frequency. How much have we got here? 165. So it's not going to be full, but it's going to be close. Which is pretty good. So I wonder if we were to maybe go in and say, so we have 20 vehicles per line. What if I go in and say bring that to 30 per line? So duplicate up to 30 per line there. Manage vehicles, and we just grab another, say, 10 here as well. And we'll bring this line up to a grand total of 30 as well. That should let us have that train running full each time it comes by, which is exactly what we want. And then looking over here, we do have a ridiculous amount of goods. Southwestern goods delivery. Is that train full right now? No. It's gonna be. It's absolutely gonna be. How are you doing? You have a good amount of plastic. You've got some steel coming in. I would imagine that the steel coming in is probably going to start outnumbering the amount of plastic that we have. But I realize I've also gone ahead and put a new train on the plastic production line, right? Because plastic production is here. And we have the trains waiting, but we have 3 of these guys coming in with grain to turn into plastic. There's 150 grain waiting. And now we have all of this being turned into plastic. And I think each train can carry 160. So train 15 is full. Train 19 is not. And train 19 is on the way back. So train 19 is going to be filled up immediately. Okay, isn't train 19 also one of the old ones? Let me manage that vehicle. So if we look at you, what is the maximum speed in one of these cars? 50. So these trains can only ever go at 50 miles per hour. And then the passenger ones can do 62. So what if we replaced the locomotive on this with this guy, the slightly cheaper one? Because the thing is, it can do 56, but it's never going to go higher than 50. So what if we got rid of you you know, made you bright orange, added you to the line. You should be at the front, which you are. And that should, it's still mediocre, but I think that'll be okay. So we replace. It's an interesting looking little train. And I think that's okay. So that kind of renews, it renews the train, it renews the locomotive. And it means the wagons are the same. So I think that's all right. And if we look at the other one, we can kind of do the same thing. I don't think this train's quite as old. It's 7 years old. Probably doesn't need replaced yet, but we'll do it anyway. So you in bright orange and modify, and that looks all right. So those have both been sort of handled. And if we look at vehicles overall, which is going to take a second to load. The game hates when I click that button. Sort by age. The oldest vehicles we have are 23 years old. What are the oldest trains that I have, though? That would be my question. So if I look at my line manager, I don't think it has anything about vehicle condition. No. So it is going to be the vehicle stats panel, which is fair enough. What would be my worst train? So if I sort by line, cargo train, very good, very bad. Yeah, we have got some very bad. Vehicle condition 0. Man, that's not good. So the bricks delivery lines are kind of suffering. Do I really want to go in here and redo all of these vehicles? Not really, but I think I'm going to. Okay, so that's been done. A bunch of our trains have been upgraded, improved, and generally looked after a bit better. And right here, an interesting little site. We have a lot of goods wanting to go to the southwest. I think we need another train, because this train can carry 200. There's 400 waiting. So, yeah, let's duplicate you, because I think a second train is going to be in order. Definitely thinking a second train is going to be in order. The other good news is quite a few goods waiting to head over to the train here. So we'll have some good stuff heading out of Great Yarmouth at some point too. And there's one of our new trains right there, which is lovely to see. There's another one right there, which is going to be waiting for goods, which is fine by me. It can kind of sit there and chill for a little bit. And I have to wonder, how is the steel production going? So steel production 174. Where is the train would be my question. So the train is heading out with 200 units of steel on board, with 185 right here waiting. Oh my God. So that tells me that we might want another train. Huh. I wasn't expecting this. I was not expecting to need another train for this, but that's okay. That is okay by me, because that means, so we have all of these goods waiting. We have all this plastic coming in here as well, which is lovely. We have a good amount of steel coming through. I feel like we need more plastic. I really do. So we have 100. How many of these trains we have? We have 2, so 320 total. How much are we making? How much is sitting here? 150. Why do I feel like this isn't making enough? Why do I feel like I could get away with another train? It actually doesn't look like I could. Is this are you maxed out? You are. Ooh. Okay. Okay. This guy's not being used at all, though. Do I want to be cheeky? I kind of do. I'm going to be a little bit cheeky. I was about to wrap things up. I was about to do it. I have an idea. I'm going to be a little bit cheeky. I'm going to add a truck stop to about as far away from that train station as I can manage to get. So right about there. That is going to work, right? You are, yeah, you're good for the station. That's fine. And I'm going to add a truck station right about there. In fact, I'm going to add it there. And I'm going to go in, I'm going to configure you. We're going to take that out. And we're going to do the thing we did with the platforms where we make the platform kind of huge. Because I'm going to have trucks moving more grain to that station so that we can max out that station. That's what I want to do here. So street access. And I don't know what way to do street access for this thing. There, I think. And that'll be okay. Then we get this guy. We go something like that. And that is connected to the farm. So now what we do is a new line from here to there. And what is this? Tadcaster, I guess grain to, so what is it? Road cargo, Tadcaster, grain to train. Going to the grain train. That's fine by me. Where is road cargo Tadcaster? So Tadcaster is bright green. That's fine. So that right there. And basically what I guess I want to do is be moving about 300 units of anything, right? So give me 10 vehicles, make them bright green, put them on the Tadcaster line. So Tadcaster, grain to train. And then we want to look at that line, which has a rate of 102, frequency of 50 seconds. I'm going to manage, I'm going to duplicate, and that should bring the rate to 203, which I'm okay with for now. I don't want to go too crazy with this. I think this will pick up transport-wise once we get the vehicles coming in a little bit, although it is doing very well for itself. But that, I think, because both of these combined has a production of 600, so 300 each, I think that's going to let us kind of go a little crazy with grain, which means more plastic, which means more goods, right? So that's kind of what we're looking for, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And I'm hoping this massive truck stop or depot thing works out really nicely for us as well. So here's hoping for some good things. Here's hoping this works out. And here's hoping that means more plastic, therefore more trains, more goods going to all the different towns. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts how many boxes of goods we just have sitting around here. Are both these trains full? Absolutely not. Okay. Have you ever made a delivery? I get the feeling you haven't. Okay, so you're going to have to go wherever you're going right now, and then you'll work your way back, I guess. That's fine. This is actually full. How much does each one carry? 400. So you've got nothing. Okay. This is actually making so much more than I thought it would, which makes me happy because it's not maxed out and it's actually, it can level up. So this steel plant will probably be able to help us out with machines. Oh man. I'm really excited and I'm getting carried away. These videos, part of me coming back to YouTube was that I wasn't going to be making hour-long videos every day, but here we are, hour-long episode. This was, I've gotten a little bit carried away. I've gotten a little bit carried away, but let me tell you, I am kind of excited for what we might be able to do here. So I think I'm going to leave it there for today. We're going to come back to this and we're going to do some good things. I also need to go and upgrade every single truck that we have and spend some of this $800 million that we're currently sitting on. So that's going to be a fun process. That's going to be very tedious, but I think very, very worth it. Either way, thank you very much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.